Now it is time for lefties losing it. Donald Trump has deployed the National Guard to Washington, D.C. after announcing a crackdown on crime and homelessness. But be careful, do not even mention it to Democrat Representative Maxine Waters. She's calling it a civil war.
Words mean nothing. Actions mean everything. Watch this. Watch it very closely. Ask a lot of questions. Focus those cameras on everything that's going on, because this president is trying to lead us into what could be called a civil war.
Yeah, clearly Maxine Waters' wig is really starting to have an impact on her brain. Meanwhile, Democrat strategist Jim Kessler had a peculiar take.
If people are afraid to come to D.C., go to Disney World, get fat, eat French fries. I don't care. I've lived here 37 years. I am not afraid.
What? Yeah, don't worry about crime. Nothing to see here. Go to Disney, get fat. That's going to solve all the problems. Good one, Jim. And now to the Washington, D.C. protests, or should I say funeral procession?
D.C. is our home. You can have it wrong. D.C. is our home. You can have it wrong.
Is that not the most tragic and dull-looking protest you have ever seen? DC is our home, you can't have it, Trump. I mean, all of this just to stop the crime cleanup. It's so tragic, the organisers don't even know what the heck they're trying to say.
When we say we won't go, that means we're not going into those mass incarceration, into their prisons and enslavement. We won't go into their ICE, what do you call his beautiful centers that he got. We won't go to where alligators live. Hell no, we won't go.
Yeah, you could really see that moment tick over, can't you, in her head? She's trying her hardest. She's trying her hardest, but she's got absolutely no clue whatsoever what she's on about. In fact, it is so bad, the protesters even turned on each other.
Leave here! Leave here! Leave here! Leave here! Leave
I mean, what sort of a protest was this? They tried to cobble it together at the last minute. And the irony of them protesting about crime when they start fighting each other. I mean, you can't make this stuff up with the left lunatics, grade A lefties. And now have a listen to some of the lefty Washington, D.C. meltdowns.
Because he hates the sight of homeless people. They're gone. I don't know where he's going to move them. I assume into camps, and they're going to end up on farms somewhere doing hard labor for people.
It's not about protecting the people anymore. Now it's about forcing the law on people.
It is a president, quote, undermining and negating power that a city already has in play to navigate its own city local population. It's not democratic.
This miserable has never experienced life without a golden spoon up, and you're sitting there acting like he's one of us. Let me learn you something here, Cletus. You are now and always will be closer to homeless than you ever will be to Trump. You know, he could lose 99% of his wealth, and that would still be true. So you for the fact that you're more than willing to demonize the homeless community as being the cause of crime in Washington, D.C.
I've said it a few times now. We need to start burning. There needs to be a consequence. We can't just let fascism take over. We can't let Orange Mustache Man, Cinnamon Hitler, we can't let him just do whatever he wants.
No, not the tolerant left inciting violence again. No way, no way. And look, over at MSNBC, they too are having a freak out, claiming President Trump sending in the National Guard to address crime is, you've guessed it, racist.
I'm trying to hold my temper. We have to understand this, Chris, within the context of Donald Trump's racial politics and within the context of his effort to get Epstein off the front pages.
Ah, yes, that old chestnut. They just love it. They love the racist line, don't they? Everything is just so racist with the left. Meanwhile, the crime rate is worse in DC than many parts of the world, but Dana Bash over at CNN is coming up with all sorts of excuses.
I should note that the most violent moment in recent history in D.C. was January 6th. And it was an attack on the United States Capitol by a lot of people who were doing it in the name of Donald Trump. And it included, the people who were hurt included members of law enforcement.
Well, this is just truly fanatical propaganda by a delusional woman, because Trump supporters actually died that day. She really is a useless liar. Now, former TV host and alleged interior designer Jennifer Welsh seems to have absolutely lost her marbles. She's gone on an unhinged rant suggesting Trump voters should not be allowed at Mexican or Chinese restaurants.
I've had it with white people that triple trumped, that have the nerve and the audacity to walk into a Mexican restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, an Indian restaurant, go to perhaps their gay hairdresser. I don't think you should be able to enjoy anything but Cracker Barrel. When the felon is the teeny weeny mushroom piece of Kenkel's McTaco at the top of the ticket. I have had it from top to bottom. White people that triple Trump should be banned, boycotted from enjoying the best thing that America has to offer, which is multiculturalism.
Whoa, okay. Well, let's just unpack that psycho woman's rant. Firstly, legal immigrants are not illegal immigrants, funnily enough. Secondly, 48% of Latinos and about 40% of Asians voted for Donald Trump last year. So old Jenny's bizarre comments are just disparaging against migrants who've actually come to the country legally and worked hard. And thirdly, as for Cracker Barrel, she's clearly never been. Jennifer, Jenny, Jen, whoever you are, you really are the perfect example of a white, unhinged, sad, liberal woman. You poor thing. Now, over in Nova Scotia, they seem to be doing a real-life climate lockdown experiment. I hope you don't like hiking, fishing, or being outdoors in general, because here is the Premier, Tim Houston.
Effective 4 p.m. today, we're telling Nova Scotians, stay out of the woods. We are restricting travel and activities that really aren't necessary for most of us. Hiking, camping, fishing, and the use of vehicles in the woods are not permitted. Trail systems through woods are off limits. Camping is allowed, but only in official campgrounds.
Look, don't leave home. Just stay at home, I think. Just stay where you are. Don't go outside. It is practically COVID 2.0, sealing Canadians off from the world. Welcome to 2025 authoritarianism. And now to Nancy Pelosi, who seems to have found herself a new job, this time helping kids transition.
Well, that is something that I'm working for at the national level, and we have, how can I say, are hoping that we can have gender affirming here for our trans kids.
Well, as I just mentioned, Donald Trump has announced a historic takeover of Washington, D.C., deploying about 800 National Guard troops to bolster policing. He says it's part of a plan to rescue America's capital city from crime and homelessness. Here is what he said.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back.
US Attorney General Pam Bondi said that the Trump administration would use every power at their disposal to restore law and order.
Let me be crystal clear. Crime in D.C. is ending and ending today. We are going to use every power we have to fight criminals here. President, thank you for caring about our capital. No more crime rampant in our beautiful capital.
Joining me now for more on this is comedian and host of Prime Time with Alex Stein on Blaze TV, Alex Stein himself. Alex, good to catch up. Thanks for joining me. Is this a good move, and can the administration actually pull it off?
Well, it is going to be a tough challenge when it comes to, getting rid of all the crime in D.C. because they have a unique situation where it is just there's basically no middle class. It's the ultra wealthy and basically people that are homeless. And so It's created this kind of ecosystem where people need drugs in that area. So they come from Baltimore, they come from Virginia, they come from West Virginia, they come from all areas to go and commit crime in Washington, D.C., because it's one of the biggest tourist spots in the world. And there's a lot of affluent people, so there's a lot of targets. So it is going to be a tough task to stop criminals from committing crime, basically an impossible task. But anything is better than the current situation that is going on in D.C. It is truly a dangerous place, and I'm not just being hyperbolic when I say that.